All right. Let's see here. Looks like yep, we're going. Anyway, hello. Earlier I recommended Luris Auras in a Discord thread. A fun little list that I found that interested me and was very budget friendly. Um, Credit goes to Europa626 on Twitter for the list. Didn't want that. And I figured I might as well put my... Well, I was gonna say I was gonna put my money to where my mouth is, but, the thing is, he built the deck using pretty much what he had lying around, and, I modified it accordingly, using with what I had lying around. I spent one wild card on this deck, and that was for a 4th Godless Shrine, something I was gonna grab eventually anyway. Even with rotation coming up, it's still going to be good in Historic. And Historic mana is probably going to be more important than standard mana bases. So anyway, while I'm on the topic of mana, he only had 2 in the deck. I went up to 4 because that's what the natural progression would be. He also played 4 Scarred Barons because he's on a budget. I'm doing 3 Temple of Silence instead because I value the scry more than 1 life. And with a deck like this, I've got... Do I have life gain? I do have life gain. I got some life gain to help cover that scenario. Or that need, I guess. So anyway, let's go through the deck. Luris. 3-2 companion. So he's always going to be my opening hand, effectively. But there's... Well, it. Anyway, but... There's only 1 copy in the deck, so I gotta be careful about that. A 3-2 lifelinker, so fun. But most importantly, during each of my turns, I can cast a permanent spell with CMC 2 or less from my graveyard. So, auras that tend to go away quickly are gonna be taken advantage of with Luris. My creatures can die and come back, as long as I'm patient with them. Great with Alseid of Life's Bounty, because I can then use it to protect Luris, and then play it again on my next turn. Or protect any other of my creatures. There's a heavy amount of auras in this deck, so all that glitters is pretty much my main win condition. So being able to protect the creature that it is on with the Alseid is important. Hateful Eidolon, whenever an enchanted creature dies, I draw a card for each aura that was attached to it. Seems fun when I can run it with deadweights. To kill creatures and then draw cards for each one killed. Especially when we've got an aggressive meta, as long as I don't run into any fire stacks, I should be okay in that regard. And doubling down on the deadweights are Myra's Grasps. A little bit larger Ardanes of things it kills. Notably, I draw a card for each aura that was on the creature, so if I want to take down something bigger, I won't feel bad about slapping on multiple auras to kill it, because I get refunded for each one, effectively. So moving on. His list ran 4 Knight of the Ebon Legion. I think that is the correct call. But for about half a year now, I've been resisting the urge to craft more Knight of the Ebon Legions. So in the spirit of trying to be budget friendly today, I say as I upgraded the mana base, I decided to substitute 2 Eye Collectors. Is it a better card? Hell no. However, I'm curious to see if its ability to mill each player 1 card every time it attacks, or hits an opponent, I should say, enables Luris a little bit more. Probably not, but maybe it'll help us get ranked up with some lesser powered people while we try to learn the deck. Secondly, it flies. And why that matters to me is Europa's original list ran 4 Transcendent Envoys, which are cool with all that glitters, because then it's got evasion with the flying. I cut 3 of them for 3 Starfield Mystics, because I want to see how those do. I think they'll go great alongside Hateful Eidolon. But we'll see. So moving on. We've got Orzhov Enforcer, which, though all that glitters on it, cool. See what happens. When it dies, it gives you an evasive flyer. It's a all-around annoying creature to have. I dig it. And then of course we've got a 1-of Revival Revenge. I'm pretty sure Europa ran the card. Just for the revival side, and it's what he had lying around. And you know, for a pet card, I'm having a real hard time remembering the one I was thinking of in the other list. That, oh gosh, the Dread something? What was it called? Well, I'm cheating. The Call of the Death Dweller. Dread. What am I thinking? I'm curious to see if the reduction in spent mana to do revival is worth the lost benefits of Call the Death Dwellers counters and potential to hit a second creature. But there's no mistake that Revival, Revenge, definitely still plays with Luris, just like the Call the Death Dweller dealer, whatever. I don't know. So we'll see how that does before I switch it around, but that was like my first instinct adjustment to the deck. Another thing I would like to see in the deck, let's see where it is. Sentinel's Eyes. I would like to get 1-of Sentinel Eye in the deck as just a way to boost your creature a little bit. However, I don't think it plays well with Luris, so I'm opting to not follow my gut on that one. Yeah, so that's about it. Let's give it a whirl in free play because I don't have enough confidence to try this out in ranked yet. Play. And we'll see how it does. I've got about 55 minutes to get 5 wins in on my account, I believe, before the rollover happens. I'll be double checking that, but we'll see how it goes. This is the riveting part that makes me tempted to learn how to pick up video editing so I can skip it for you. But then you'd miss out on this cool loading art. So could go in either direction. Alright, we have a match. Felix Ramos Lagos. That is that must be quite the fun name to type in when you log in. And already I can see how much this deck is liking us. I'm gonna have to say no to this one. This one gives us our mana. It's not the best grouping, but I think it could be worse. It's a Garuda deck. How the hell are we paired against a Garuda deck? Okay, I think we've already lost this one. And I don't think that one's going to be tapping for... If that thing taps for mana and gets the 4 mana ramp spell, then it really doesn't matter what we do anyway. Well, on the bright side, they'll have a difficult time grabbing a significant creature from our side of the graveyard. Naturalist. Okay. Well, the good news is they don't have a board right now. Never mind, they have a board. Taps for mana, so I guess that'll be a target. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to be aggressive right now. Because if Garuda hits, we're dead. Not that we're able to do much anyway. I don't know. This isn't looking good. Maybe they don't have lands. Look at that. They're spark doubling a naturalist. That's a good sign, right? So this is where we play you. We go Luris. Mire's Grasp on your naturalist. Bring you back to square one effectively in that sense. Now, it did slow us down as far as our clock goes, but their clock's kind of more important. Yeah, I thought so. Are you gonna bounce your naturalist? I hope you do. And then you realize it doesn't do anything. Oh man, smart opponent. And unfortunately, we can't kill the naturalist this turn. So if we swing, they might be tempted, but then we can't kill it, finish it off. So I think what I want to do is throw all that glitters on the envoy. Throw the Mire's Grasp. No, we'll throw the Deadweight on the naturalist because we can. Now, they don't know what it's in our hand, so they decide that they know what's happening next. Well, would you look at that? That said, if they had one more land, I don't think it was looking pretty good for us. Okay, yeah, we have 50 minutes to get 4 more wins. Can we do it? Well, it's free play. I'm not playing ranked yet. Tea. It was National Tea Day in the UK, so, you know, I figured it was appropriate. Okay, this hand gives us a little idea of whether or not iCollector will be doing anything for us. I will keep it, and I will play it before the Alseid, because, well, Alseid ain't swinging. Oh, but giving it lifelink could be interesting, but then we're playing against a deck that's probably got Banishing Light in it. No, it does not, because that requires an activated ability. However, that means they're going to be full of creatures, and the tap down's going to be annoying. CMC 2 or greater, though. Interesting. So do we want to see how high we can go with an Alseid, or do we want to play it safe with the Collector? I want to play it safe with the Collector, I think. As much as I enjoy lifelink. Life. iCollector. We'll see where it goes. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a turn on that all that glitters if we want to, be able to protect the iCollector. So maybe that wasn't the right idea. Maybe I should have gone hard and aggressive. But now we're seeing black. Now the good news is Mire's Grasp has their companion's name on it, but apparently they did not find what they wanted to see in response to an iCollector. Well, this is I'm liking our opponents right now. They're totally showing us just how threatening this deck can be, right? Right? No. That said, I do enjoy winning when I'm on the draw. I don't expect that to continue. Oh, all of our lands come into play tapped, but we have 2 pieces of removal. Yeah. Let's see where it goes. Cameo sleeves don't bode well. Full silence. You know, I'll take something that comes into play untapped. Let me get stuff moving. Even if it's the wrong color, to be honest. So, they've got a Tyrant's Grasp. I believe that's the card. Or a Quench. So, you know what? No. Okay. That one can go on the bottom. You gonna flash in your 2/1? No. so you took the pain. Not even a growth spiral. What are you doing, Mr. Sultai? What are you doing? Oh, fun! That was super fun. Okay. So right now, I think I don't have all that glitters, and we don't have much going on right now. If I go Starfield, they're likely going to do something about it. If I do Transcendent, they're likely to do something about it. If I'm going to pick between the two, I'm going to pick Transcendent. No. Okay, is it sit time? I'm still being thrown through a loop over them paying 2 life to not do anything at all. Maybe this is a Sultai flash list and we got a Fight Wolf, not Fight Wolf, Night Pack? No? Gracious, gets to kill something. Okay, you killed it. Good job. Did I forget to attack with the Eye Collector at some point? Probably. Or maybe we just didn't mill anything interesting? Nah. I mean, I want to wait till I have 6 mana before I play the Luris, because... No, I don't. I only need 5. If they counter it, they counter it. That's the problem point. But... that lets me... bring back, I'll say you didn't have that as a protectant. And when they're ready to casualty me, they'll casualty me, that's fine. There's only so much I can do about that, you know? I'm gonna take out my Mystic again. Or, not again, but take out my Mystic. Semi-convenient, I can kill it. Yeah, Tramples doesn't reach. Have fun. It's a shame we're not getting any value off that, but... yeah, sure. I mean... yeah? I'll definitely say this much. Interesting pairings. I don't think the hand was excruciatingly good. But I imagine the opponent's not quite sure what's going on if they're taking this long. Oh! So they want a dead land. Oh, unless they have untapped counter magic. So the trouble is we can't take down Anissa in this current state. Even if we draw all that glitters, we don't have the prereqs to get it going. So... Uro ain't helping, that's for sure. Hello, can I get... I think right now... I think right now we just go for the mana. Yeah, if they're getting a bunch of life, we'll at least put a little bit of a stopper on this up.
Stop
That said, I don't think we can really handle this with the current board. So we'll let them go ham with this turn and call it, probably. So both of them aren't so great on later turns that you draw. But as far as Eye Collector binning some stuff, meh? Okay. Well, I think we're good here. We know Uro's coming next. And then they're gonna swing at us. And, as much as I would like to show it, we've all seen it before. Or, at the very least, I'm on a clock. 40 minutes to go to 3 wins. So, one of the things I'm curious about is the matchmaking algorithm, because we all know it's there, and it tends to give different weights to different cards that are, you know, commonly, uncommonly played. So I'm wondering where this deck falls in that process, you know, on that weighting. Opponent goes first. We don't have any white sources, however, we've got 3 black things we can play. I think it's good enough. More than good enough, apparently. What do I do about that? What? Oh, you got lifelink too. I just keep thinking it's Death Touch. What am I doing about that? Well, you know what? Let's get out the night. At least then we can encourage them to start playing creatures. Maybe trade with the night. No. Okay. So I'll play the Mystic. Or I can play the Eidolon. See, we don't have anything to make these like super good though. That's the problem. So I'll play this, and if they want to burn it, they can burn it. Nope. Okay. That name seems a little familiar, I don't know why, but okay. So we have a trend of people scooping on turn 2-ish, and we've lost the only real game we've played. It's a cheeky deck, but I don't know. True Nate Nemesis. What's the population of the world named Nate? I like this mana base. I like seeing these guys. I like that. Okay. Let's show our opponent we mean business with an Eye Collector. And they have a Luris. Uh-oh. Did we get the mirror match? Oh no, they're playing the other version that runs the Alcide Nightmares or whatever it's called. See, the problem with playing the All That Glitters now is I know they're playing a deck that runs deadweights and stuff. So, do I want to make the Eye Collector a... Do I want to give it +2, you know, +1/+1? Not yet. I think I play the Mystic. And if they have a kill spell for that, they might kill it. Well, I hope they needed black. Yep. Unfortunately, being able to call to play doesn't mean we can do much else about it. You know, sure, why not? I don't think it's right to keep it, but whatever. Let's see if they have another removal spell. If they're running the full suite, or just, I'm good about drawing it. Oh yeah, that bins the card. Huh. Whoops. Well, it's only my 4th game with the deck. If you want to put all the easy, quick scoops together. So they're playing the envoys. Okay. Now the good news is I was gonna say the good news is we can get Eye Collector out of danger zone by putting the second all the glitters on it. And to be honest, I think we're in a place where, well, we could shrink the Wayfarer if we kill the Envoy. They'll play some other stuff. We don't have anything fun in there yet. Let's go to combat. All attack. Okay. That'll be good to have. I wish I could save the Myra's Grass, but we need it. So if we put it on the Wayfarer, it gets smaller. Eye Collector gets bigger. But then we feel bad about other stuff. I think we want to put it on the Envoy, and that way, if they don't play anything meaningful, we can go Luris, kill their guy. The problem is the second player to play their Luris is going to be the most effective one, because Luris automatically pulls a kill spell out of either of our yards. They're playing with Kaya's Ghost Form. Okay. I'm gonna nice them on that tack. Of course, they don't have a hand now, but they are swinging for lack of a better term, Balls Lot, and we are drawing Lands Ahoy. So I believe we're in a state known as Trouble. So even if we kill one, we're not getting very far. So we can hit him for 12. If we put a Myra's Grasp on their big guy, they're doing a little less. But they also don't have much going on. But if they play Luris, Deadweight, they're swinging for a lot as well. So we want to play something that survives that. But we don't have something that survives that. So that's the trouble with this right now. If they play the Luris and kill our dude, their guy pumps and kills us anyway. So I think what we need to do is the desperation play and shrink some numbers. I hate to say it. I hate to do it, but we gotta grasp. No attacks. Oh. Still gonna pump her huge. Oh, and we still lose on the trade. If that's a land, then we're okay. No, we're still not okay. We're not winning this one. I was the first to Luris, I was the first to lose. It's kind of floody. That's magic. But we learned something from that game, so I'm gonna take that as a semi-win. Eye Collector and Scrylands need to be careful about. Hell Sea. Chaos Ghost Form is interesting because you can use it to protect Luris. I don't really like having Omen of the Dead in my opening hand. We got some okay stuff though. We got a little play. Omen of the Dead is also great for getting back Luris. It's the alternative. Alternative to Ghost Form. But it also enchants a creature, so it might be better in that regard, the Ghost Forms. So playing Sprite Dragon, we want to deadweight it. Do we want to open Alsaid up to death? I think I'm okay with that. Encourage them to play their spells. So we're gonna kill that before it gets bigger. Did the Alsaid just sigh? Okay. Oh joy. We're playing that deck. I don't think we're gonna be fast enough with this hand unless we pull up all that glitters. I got Owen of the Dead, so we can bring back Luris at any time. We don't have a graveyard worth playing Luris. So we can just wait. See if they got a sweeper for me at some point. I mean, if you're gonna sweep, this is your turn for it. Lecture friend? Yeah. You're not casting three instants of sorceries this turn, that's for sure. You might have a quench or something good. Well, I want to kill that Electromancer to slow you down, so... You got something for me? No, you do not, so deadweight ahoy. Alright. You got a full hand opponent? I would be surprised if we didn't see a Phoenix this turn. How many Phoenixes? Just one so far? Keyword so far? Me and my big mouth? But apparently not enough in the face of repeated kill their dude? I guess. One more win to go before I hit my usual daily goal. We got another pack, huh? Oh cool, we'll have to open that in a minute. Okay. Well, at least the matchmaker has determined a little bit more what it wants to do with us. I go first. We got a little bit of play. Yeah. Let's see where it goes. Eye Collector away! Well, before anything else, let's see what they scryed on top. Yep. That's certainly a card that you can scry on top. I think we're gonna go with the Envoy. Actually, no, we got a few. We got some Mystics to spare. Well, I think I play the... I play the Envoy? I guess if I play the Alcide, I can protect the Starfield Mystic. I hope they didn't need that land. Hero. Shame I can't instant speed enchant it. But at least they didn't have the turn 2 Growth Spiral. We don't have any land showing up anytime soon, so that's a problem. But if they want a Wrath, well then I'm in pain either way. If they have Wrath, I think it's just over because we don't have much going on. So it looks like milling our own land was the problem here. Also, it does help out Uro. That's an argument against Eye Collector. So there's the Wrath. Yep. There's the Robin trigger. Now we get our land. And not quite at scoop time yet, but we're getting close. There we go. Couldn't take down an Uro if we wanted with this. There's a Nissa. I think that's good at... not quite good enough. Maybe we stick it out a minute. They'll have an Uro next turn though. That's a troubling thing. They're gonna have mana open if they want to Tyrant Spawn us. Yeah. No blocks. They're at 13. Cloud Erasure takes away dead weight. Not dead weight, oh, yeah, dead weight. Shoot, I thought one of them was a Myers Grasp. That's even worse now. Why don't you go for the dead weight? The Enforcer's not doing anything. Especially now that it's in my graveyard. Okay. Now, let's see if we have anything going on that makes it worth keeping around. That can go away. Well. So they're getting 3 life next turn. So, is it worth it to hit them when they're just going to gain 3 life and play Uro? You can't exactly kill Nissa either. So... I think we're just in trouble. So if this was a flyer, it would be a 1-2 still. Because again, all that glitters is the only thing we have to pump our creatures. But then I would be able to bypass Nissa. Is that worth it when we can't get it huge? Okay. I think we're outvalued here. We're good. So, big weakness of the deck is when it doesn't deal with Planeswalkers very well. But I like the amount of games we've churned out in this limited amount of time. Though, again, those quick scoopers are hard to count as games. So yeah, riveting timer. Hello, homie. I'm going first. We've got the revival. We got a little bit of play. Yeah, why not? I don't think Orzhov Enforcer is the right card for this deck. It survives Wraths, but that's about it. Alright, so we got a Fairy Godmother. We could interact with that. Is it worth interacting with? I don't think so. The white decks tend to play other and more interesting things. I think we play the Envoy. The big issue I have with Envoy in its current state is it only reduces 8 cards in our deck's mana cost. To be fair, it's good when you can get a little repetition out of them. Yeah, it's gonna die. It's gonna die really quick. In fact, I think it's gonna die so quick it's gonna die right now. So if I play this Plains, I could play the Alcide and have that up. That's not doing much for me. The Enforcers, as much as I want to play it, I can't play it this turn. I could play the Alcide, and then if it gets removed, it gets removed. I'm okay with that. Yeah. You're a little slow. I don't think Knight of the Ebon Legion is the right card. It's a good card, don't get me wrong. I like how it gets bigger, but I'm not sure how I feel about this deck. The other upside is if they don't do anything significant to us. Here, then you can switch to Guide Mother without any problems next turn. Or show us your second Knight, because this is one of those cards where they usually come in pairs. Is this a Luris deck? No blocks. Or not Luris, the Luca. Is this a Luca deck? I wouldn't be surprised. So we got the Alcide, we could play Luris. I think we can, just because we're not losing much. And I'd like to keep hitting their board. If they have a Luca, we're in trouble, though. I believe. Well, if they're playing Fairy Guide Mother, that's, I think it's a bit to ask for. I hate how the animation is the same regardless of top or bottom. Because if I'm not paying attention, I'll assume it's to the top, and I'm like, oh, it's always to the top when it's my opponent. But that's not the case. Is the Luris engine just too strong? Okay, Glow Spore Shaman. Cool. Okay, so we've only had 25 attacks tonight. Okay, before anything else, let's edit the deck. Okay, so all in all, we went what? We got 5 wins in there. One of them, I think, was one where they didn't just scoop on turn 2 or 3 when we had Luris out, and the ability to, I mean, being able to kill their creature every turn is pretty cool, and if they don't have removal, I can see that being a scoop point. So I think the jury is still out on this deck. If I wasn't, I'll be honest, I kinda have the lots of ums here. Part of me wants to throw away this recording because the games we saw that we won were and they didn't go very far. And the games that we lost were a little more drawn out, and, you know, I don't know how fun it is to watch me get smacked by Anissa and die. And because of the length of those games, perspective-wise, I don't know how... I actually don't know in my head if we're, like, 5-5, or if we're, like, 5-2. But the quick concedes are definitely throwing me off and making it really hard for me to rate this deck. So, for me, the jury overall is still out on the deck. But my first impressions... Eye Collector did a little bit better than I expected. However, when I put it in, I wasn't thinking about the fact that we still have Uro as a mainstay in the deck. So between Uro and Kroxa, I don't think it's worth keeping Eye Collector around in here. Knight of the Ebon Legion, I don't think I like, because, I mean, it's a good creature. And I'm not just saying this because cutting it would reduce the amount of rares in the deck. But, I don't think it does enough. Like, we draw it later in the game. it's a 1/2 that we can pump if we've got a lot of mana. If we've got a lot of mana, we're probably dead anyway. We saw that one of the games. The mirror match, actually. Mirror-ish match. Mishmash? Anyway. Also, you know, like turn 5, you got a Luris out. Are you gonna really replay that Knight of the Ebon Legion? If you're doing enough damage to your opponent to put counters on the Legion, you're already pretty much winning. So that probably wants to be replaced with another creature. So that's that slot between the two of those, the 2/2s of those. We didn't get to see a Hateful Eidolon in action. That made me sad. So I will be playing some version of this deck tomorrow, probably. Super probably. Omen of the Dead. We didn't get to use tonight either. So I can't say anything about it yet. I liked the Othakaya. I don't know how much I liked the Othakaya, though. I like Omen of the Dead in the sense that it's not directly equipped, or, you know, it's not attached to a specific creature, which means I can cast it after I've cast Allura later on, and still get the Luris back. However, at the same time, it not being an aura means it's not triggering Hateful Eidolon. So I might want to play around with that slot a little bit. Starfield Mystics versus Transcendent Envoy. I'm neutral on it. I think 4 is the right number between the two. However, if you don't have the Mystics, I say stick with the Envoys. It might be smart just to stick with the Envoys in general. If I'm cutting the Eye Collectors for something that doesn't fly, I'm probably going to go 2 and 2, just so I have that little bit of flying hedge going on. So that's the thing. Orzhov Enforcer, I was not impressed by tonight. It's a creature that when it dies, it turns into another creature. Sure, that creature flies, but this is a deck where, unless you're spending an important resource and really having a little bit of an engine going, killing your own creature doesn't make much sense. Especially when it's, you know, a Death Toucher, kind of better half-ish. I think in this deck, it needs to be something else. All That Glitters, I think, should be... I mean, it's still the mainstay of the deck. It's your win con. Besides, apparently, grinding out your opponent on turn 3. Or 4. You can't see it, but I just did an eye roll. There should be a little more pump in here. What it should be, I'm not sure, since the second pump that comes to mind is in green. I'm gonna look around a little at my auras and see. We do want to keep it cheap, just because this deck likes it cheap. Being able to benefit from the cost reduction would be nice. Again, there's only 8 things that currently benefit from it. If I could turn the Orzhov slot into something, be it an aura creature or enchantment creature or an aura, that could be a thing. That is one benefit to the Envoys, is that they play well with each other. Little bit. Again, it is 1 cost reduction in the end. This is a 23 land deck. Is my mana alright? I don't know. There's a lot of fiddling this deck needs, I think. Revival Revenge. Should it be Call the Death Dweller? Maybe. I'm still trying to decide. I think it costing 2 mana doesn't matter in comparison to why can't I talk tonight? Maybe because it's 4 in the morning already, jeez. Almost. But anyway, I think it costing 2 mana versus whatever doesn't matter very much, because if you're playing this, you want to, let's be honest, you want to get Luris back, because it died. At which point that cost reduction is only important if it's turn 4 and you really want to Myers Grasp something afterwards. I think anytime after turn 4, if it costs you 3 mana, that would be fine, especially if you'd be more tempted to say Luris isn't what's in your graveyard, but you get a Hateful Eidolon and an Elside or Life's Bounty. I think I would pay 3 mana to get both of those back, with the chance of maybe getting a second something out. That's where these 1-drops come in, I guess. So all in all, it's a deck that has play. It got 5 wins in, well, I mean, this recording's like 51 minutes as I started this. So in the time it took me to explain the deck, play all those games, and then get to this point, I was able to get 5 wins. So if you're in it for the grinding factor of just getting your daily wins and being done, I think this is a great deck, with the potential for fiddling to keep you occupied and interested in it. If you're in it to win every single game, well, good luck. Magic hasn't really been good about the whole, what's the 95% win con deck? Or 95% win rate deck? Doesn't exist here. If you like playing with auras and pants and all that other fun stuff, I think this is a great deck for it, especially if you find some room for, for more pump stuff. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes, I think. But it passed my gets wins quick criteria, that's for sure. Jeez. Almost makes me think anytime we hit turn 5 we should just scoop, because our opponent hasn't conceded yet. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and this has definitely been a kind of strange recording for me. Have a good day, night, whatever, and stay safe out there. Bye.